You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS fluff or overused jargon, just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the productivity specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today is episode 118, and what I'm going to do today is going to be a little bit different. I am going to run an encore episode. In fact, I'm going to be running an encore episode for the next several weeks, and here are a few reasons why. Honestly, I am going to walk the talk. And so often we are eager to add things to our plate and say yes to more things, which could be great opportunities. But if we don't let go and say no to some other things, what happens is it creates stress. We don't show up our best. And so here's the deal. I have said yes to a lot of amazing things that are coming up very, very shortly. And I needed to say no to new content. Now, stay tuned. Let me explain. As you're listening to this, I am heading to Orlando, Florida to attend a podcast movement conference. So I'm going there to reignite, re-educate, get to hear and see what all the new things are going on with podcasting. So be certain that this is not that I'm tired or burnt out or don't absolutely love podcasting. I do. In fact, that is why we're running some encore episodes. And while I was out there for podcast movement or scheduled to go out there for podcast movement, I was actually hired to speak at the Florida State Realtors Conference in the same city, in the same hotel 5 days later after the conference that I was going to attend already. And so my boys are going to meet me out there and we are going to jump on a Bahamas cruise. And then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to speak at the conference. So I'm going to be gone for about 2.5 weeks. And I thought, okay, I can do it. I've traveled many times before. In fact, if you remember, for those of you that have been around for a while, last summer, I took the entire month of July off traveling with my son, and we kept the podcast going. But this time, we have a few other things going on. And so I really, really want to lead by example. And when I really thought about it, we are on episode 118. That means week in and week out, it's new content being delivered to you. And sometimes we have to slow down to go fast. And I think about some of my favorite shows and movies, and they even run reruns and encore episodes. And what I find particularly interesting is that I can watch the same show or movie multiple times, see and hear and experience something different. And I think that's going to be the very same thing for you here today. Because my guess is if you've been a long-time listener, you may have heard these, but those of you that are new have not gotten an opportunity to hear these really, really good episodes. So today's episode is Conquer Your Day Using the 5 Daily Planning Pavers. This is an episode that I actually refer every single one of my one-on-one clients to. It's something that I go deeper and I coach on. It's a fundamental on really, really improving your productivity. It's also one of our most downloaded episodes. So we are going to replay that episode for you here today. And another reason why we need to go slow to go fast and we need to say no to say yes to other things is if you've been following along maybe on Instagram, for those of you that follow my Instagram stories, you know that we're in the midst of a complete rebranding overhaul. Everything is getting a facelift, including the website. We are getting ready to unveil our Productivity Straight Talk Insiders training platform, which I'm over the moon excited for. And I am actually today, as I record this episode, building out a challenge for you. And so stay tuned to future episodes to hear about how you can sign up for this challenge so that you can improve your productivity. And we're going to do it together, and we're going to do it in bite-sized pieces, and we're going to do it over a 1-week period. And I am really, really excited. But that also takes time, energy, focus, and attention, not just to prepare, but to deliver that. And that will be in a couple weeks. So to bring all these amazing new programs and activities and all the good stuff to you, we need to run some encore episodes. My goal today is for you to learn how to plan your day so that you can conquer it before it conquers you. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all that needs your attention, you have tasks that fall through the cracks that don't get done or get done too late, and you're rarely prepared for your meetings, you consistently overschedule your days, or you simply feel like your days are out of control, then this episode is for you. In this episode, you will discover why planning your day is essential to maximizing your productivity, tips to lay the groundwork for a productive day, an effective strategy to capture your thoughts and ideas, and I will teach you my very own 5 Daily Planning Pavers framework so that you can pave your way to success every day. So let's dive right in and get straight to it. Let's begin with why planning your day is essential to maximizing your productivity. Benjamin Franklin said, "If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail." And he is absolutely correct. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. No matter what you set out to achieve, you must take the necessary steps of creating a plan. Planning on a daily level is how you execute on your goals. In episode 005, we dive deep into how to create your big goals worth pursuing. But having a big goal is simply not enough. We followed that episode up with 007, tackling your goals with tactical precision. And in that episode, I discussed why you need a tactical plan to execute on your goals, and then taught you how to actually create your own customized tactical plans. If you have not listened to those episodes, it is definitely worth going back and taking a listen. You can do that in 2 ways. You can go back in your podcast app and scroll through and look for episode 5 and episode 7, or you can go to my website, theproductivityspecialist.com/podcast, and look for episodes 005 and 007. I'll also link to those episodes in the show notes of today's episode, which is 13. In episode 11, I taught you why time blocking was so important to your productivity and shared success tips and strategies to overcome common challenges with blocking your schedule. Those are excellent episodes, but those are even at a higher level than your day-to-day plan. And so that's what today's episode is all about. We're going to take your weekly block schedule to the next level and beyond and go into what you need to do on a daily basis to achieve your goals. Today's episode takes us beyond the weekly block schedule as we discuss best ways to plan your day daily so that you are set up for success and are able to stay on track daily to achieving your goals. Your daily planning is where you prepare your fight to win your day. If you are not prepared, make no mistake, your day will conquer you. I know that you know what I'm talking about. It's that feeling when you leave the office and you feel like you got nothing done. In fact, you were busy all day, you're probably wore out, and when you hit the pillow, you wonder, why are you so exhausted? Well, the truth is you were probably very, very, very busy, but busy on the wrong activities, or at least the activities that are not going to bring you any closer to your goals or vision of success. Having those feelings on a daily basis that you feel like your day conquered you can make you feel defeated and hopeless that maybe you're not even capable of achieving your big goals. And you know that I believe that mindset has a huge effect on our productivity. And so the last thing I want is for you to end your day feeling defeated or hopeless, or getting the ideas in your head that every day is a battle that you can't win, and therefore you're not going to achieve your goals. So today's strategies are going to give you the solutions so that you're conquering your day and winning more days. Planning your day is essential to your success because your days set up the foundation of your months, your years, and your life. And if you want to take it a step further, the hours and minutes and how you invest those minutes and those hours are what sets you up for a successful day. The good news, creating your daily plan will only take you about 15 minutes a day if you utilize the 5 Daily Planning Pavers. I make it extremely easy for you to be set up for success. Those 15 minutes of planning your day lay the groundwork for a productive day, day after day and year after year. Isn't that great that you can make such a huge change in your life by just investing 15 minutes a day to plan your day and set yourself up for success? I think that that's a great return on your investment. A plan, even though it might not be fully executed 100% of the time, and trust me, it will not be executed 100% of the time, will still set you up for maximizing your success and productivity. If you have a little voice in your head that says, it doesn't matter if I plan my day, I'm not in control of my day, my clients call and issues come up, then you are playing a victim. And so long as you play the victim in your own life, you will never be able to take charge of it and make a difference. You are not a victim, you are a victor. You and only you are responsible for how you invest in your time. So by making a plan, and even if that plan is not fully executed on 100% of the time, that's the plan you go back to when you get distracted. Take advantage of the 5 daily planning pavers. You first need to set aside 15 minutes at the end of your day to plan the following day. Planning the day before enables you to wake up and start your day fresh and focused. You will already have a plan in place even before the temptation of sleeping in, hitting snooze, checking your emails, perusing Facebook, listening to voicemails, or simply falling prey to how you feel for the day, which can easily determine how much you get done. If you leave your day up to how you feel, I've said this before, then your feelings are going to affect your profits. And if your feelings are up and down about how you're tackling your day, then your profits, the growth of your business, are going to reflect that same up and down. The best method to get started in a new routine of planning your day is to attach your 15-minute planning routine to a trigger or another habit that you do consistently already part of your day. So I want you to ask yourself, what do you do at the end of the day that's already a habit? What are some activities that would be a trigger that this is when I'm to do my daily review? Do you clean your desk off before you leave at the end of the day? Do you check your emails one last time? Do you check in with employees? Whatever it is, try to find something, because when you're creating new habits and routines and you can attach them together, the success is far greater. If you currently have no habits or routines, that is okay too. You get to create one moving forward from today. You can do this by setting up an alarm that goes off at like 4:45. So let's say the end of your day is 5 o'clock. I want an alarm to go off that will indicate you, giving you a signal to stop what you're doing, wrap things up, and to change your focus to creating your daily plan for the next day. I recommend getting time blocking on your schedule so that you're not tempted to work all the way up to the end of your day, or scheduling meetings all the way up to the end of your day and not giving you the time to actually plan your day. These actions of not properly planning those 15 minutes each day will set you up to fail at being consistent with your daily review. One of the challenges that I hear from my productivity insiders and clients is that as an entrepreneur, we're often on the road, or places we work change. Sometimes we go into the office. Sometimes we're working in a coffee shop. Sometimes entrepreneurs are working at home. So their schedules may change. The time that they get off work changes. Perhaps you don't have the ability to stop work every day at 5 o'clock. So then the question becomes, how do you create that habit? How do you create those triggers when it's so variable in how you're ending your day, not just with what time, but location? I get it. Those are situations that you need to deal with. And it does tend to be a little more difficult to root this habit if that's your current scheduling. But it does not mean you don't get to plan your day. It just means you have to try a little harder to build that up into your daily habit. Some entrepreneurs like to do it before they go to bed, after dinner, or after the kids go to sleep. For me, that doesn't work. I'm exhausted by the end of the day or by the time my son goes to sleep. So I really like to do my daily planning prior to leaving the office or ending my day. Now, as a very last resort and a backup to missing your nightly review, or if planning your day at the end of the day is simply not an option for you, you can adjust this by planning in the morning for your day. You just need to set aside the same 15 minutes to do so. The important thing is that you need to be consistent with your routines. For many, planning your day in the morning already gives room for distractions and submitting to the way that we feel, versus having a plan at the end of the day and waking up knowing exactly what needs to get done for that day. That is why I recommend planning the day before. But with that being said and everything that I recommend, you need to find out what works for you. That's all that matters here, is that you need to find out what works for you. So is it in the evening after the kiddos go to bed or after you have some quiet time and you've gotten a chance to decompress? Is it at the end of your workday? It's in your office before you shut down your computer or laptop? Or is it going to be in the morning for you as a backup alternative to planning the day before? Next, I'm going to teach you my daily planning pavers that you can use to pave your way to a productive day time and time again. Before we dive into the 5 daily planning pavers, I've created a resource for you. We're going to go over the 5 daily planning pavers, but as you heard me talking about, this is a routine, which routines are habits stacked upon each other. And so before this becomes a habit, before it becomes an ingrained routine, it takes discipline to be consistent on executing on your daily planning. And so this worksheet is a little cheat sheet guide that you can print out, have at your desk or have with you or have on your computer that will go through these 5 steps. For those of you that are visual, you're going to hear me, you're going to get it, and you're going to say, yes, I want to execute on the 5 daily planning pavers. But for many of you, you're going to want to be able to look at it and see it as a checklist. I'm going to be asking you to ask a lot of questions to be able to execute on your daily planning pavers. So this cheat sheet is exactly what you need, and it's for free for you to download. The reason I create these content upgrades and these resources and cheat sheets is so that you can improve your productivity to maximize your profits. And so that's what I've done for you today. And you can download this free resource by going to theproductivityspecialist.com/013 download to get the 5 daily planners cheat sheet. Again, if you didn't hear that, theproductivityspecialist.com/013 download. Now, I do repeat this and I will give it to you again before we close out this session. And I know what you're thinking because I listen to podcasts too, and I actually caught myself doing this morning. I was listening to Rick Mulready, and his podcast is excellent, and he was giving so much advice and strategy about paid marketing. And what he said was, hey, I have a free download that outlines everything that we covered in this episode. But because I was driving to the office, I thought, yeah, I'll do that when I get to the office. Yes, I'm going to do that later. Unfortunately, for many of us, those well-intentioned beliefs that we're going to do it later don't happen. So I want you to do one of 2 things for me. Either stop and pause me, and I'll be right here when you get back, and go and download this right now, or create a task in your task list to later go look at theproductivityspecialist.com/013 download, enter your information, and I will reply back directly to you with this free resource of the 5 daily planning pavers cheat sheet. Okay, that's what I got. So we're going to go deep diving into my 5 daily planning pavers. Number 1, review your current day. So this is the assumption that you're at the end of your day. The reason I want you to review your day, and how do you review your day? First, I want you to look at everything on your calendar. What appointments did you have? What meetings did you have with people? Did you get on phone calls? I want you to use the resources around you as a trigger to remember anything that you need to get into your task list. What I mean by this is that Sometimes we go into meetings and we promise somebody something, or there's a next step to execute on based out of that meeting or that phone call, and yet that doesn't get captured into our to-do list. Well, now is the time during your daily review. You're going to capture anything that comes to mind, or you can quickly take notes about the meeting and making sure that those get done. Now, be very careful not to do actual activities and tasks during the daily planning pavers. All I want you doing is to capture the task that needs to get done. So for me, if I missed taking notes from a meeting and needed to follow up with a client, I would add on my task list to complete session notes for Jane Doe. And that's it. All I'm doing is capturing. And I used my calendar as the trigger to remind me. Okay? The other way you can do to review your day and use the triggers and resources around you is to look at your to-do list. So this is the time that I want you to look at what you anticipated you would get done for the day. I want you to look at any additional tasks that you added to your to-do list. And I want it to see if it has triggered any additional tasks that you need to get followed up on. One last place I love to look at when I'm doing my daily review is my notes. So I keep a steno pad with me all day. I keep it at my fingertips, and I'm always either writing notes from client sessions or meetings. I write down quick ideas that I have. And what that does is it allows me to move quickly, getting it out of my head and onto paper. And then during my daily review is when I stop, slow it down, and take the time to get it into my electronic to-do list. So the things that end up on my notepad are things that I can do just really quickly without getting on my to-do list if those types of situations come up, or ideas and tasks that I need to follow up on a future date, and I didn't want to stop my workflow to get into my to-do list to get it in there. So this is the time I do that. So there's 3 areas that I check when I'm reviewing my day: my calendar, my to-do list, and my notebook. Number 2, preview your following day. So now what I want you to do is look at tomorrow. And if it's Friday, I want you to look at Monday. What appointments do you have? Who do you need to meet with? Are there any tasks that are already designated that have to get done that day? I want you to clearly know what the next day looks like for you. This is super important for you to clearly identify the activities that you can get done. Okay, so you're going to preview the following day. When you're looking at appointments, perhaps it triggers you to say, oh, I need to carve out 30 minutes in the morning to prepare for my 2 o'clock. I need to confirm my appointments for 1 and 3 and 4. Looking at your calendar, it should be a good indicator or a trigger for you to capture what needs to get done to make it the most productive day possible. Previewing your following day gives your day in advance to capture anything you might have missed and enables you to plan sufficiently. So if you're someone that's listening to this episode and you're thinking, I am always last minute, I'm never prepared for my meetings, this daily planning is going to help with that and allow you to carve out the time needed to properly prepare for your meetings. Number 3 is do a mind sweep. What this means is that we've currently been using triggers to initiate any tasks that may have not gotten on our task list. So we were using triggers such as your calendar or your task list or your notebook. In number 3, I just want you to sit silently with yourself. Give yourself a few minutes to just ask yourself, did I miss anything? Did I have a good idea? Did I get that captured and in my system so that I can either plan it for tomorrow or get it into my list to do on another day? Things that randomly come up on my mind sweep would be, oh, I was at the grocery store and I forgot to get the chicken broth. Or I ran into a past client and I want to follow up with a phone call or a thank you card. Or you ran into somebody at a networking event and you want to make a phone call or follow up with them in a different way. What I'm doing is giving you a trigger to just think of anything and everything that could possibly need to get done. This is also a great time to think bigger and get out of the day-to-day tasks and weeds, but maybe you're coming up with a great marketing idea and you want to capture that and get that on your projects list. So the mind sweep allows you to get that out of your head and onto your task list. Number 4. Now, this is prioritizing. And at this point, essentially, you should have reviewed your current day, your next day. You should have brain dumped. And so any tasks that are out there floating should all be in one place, which is your to-do list. And this is your master to-do list. Your to-do list could have 20 things on it, 100 things on it, or 500 things on it. I want you to prioritize for the next day. I want you to ask yourself, if I could get nothing done and it was only one activity or task that I could get done, what is that one thing that has to get done? And then go to ask yourself that question again. And whatever comes up for you, that's how you're going to prioritize your day. Now, I want you to always prioritize your day based on your overarching goals and your vision of success. For me, content creation would be high value. Any task that has to do with a client, so that's revenue generating, would be high value and priority. I want you to think not just of the promises and expectations other people have for you, but what are those priority tasks and activities that, if done, will grow your business. Prioritizing can be such a sticky, hard topic for me to explain. Maybe there's others that can explain it really well, but let me give this a shot. Productivity specialists specifically want to tell you need to go through your entire to-do list and alphabetize it, A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is pointless because you need to be on your toes and to be able to move with agile, like quickly as day-to-day changes. And if you spend all that time prioritizing your entire list, a list that you're probably not going to get past maybe, 5 items, it was a waste of time because when you reevaluate at the end of the day, because time has changed or other projects have come in or other tasks have come in, that innately changes the priority order. And I know you know what I'm talking about. For you to go through and prioritize everything, it's to me a wasteful activity. So all I want you to do is just prioritize the activities that you're going to get done tomorrow. And I recommend the top 3 to 5 activities that must get done. Then ideally, what you're going to do is work down your priority list from 1 to 5. Some tasks say it's calling someone. So you say you got to call a prospect, but that prospect's not available till 3. That doesn't mean you don't go working on priority number 2, 3, 4, and 5. All that means is that you schedule that onto your calendar for 3, and now you execute on priority number 2. So use your best efforts. When you're prioritizing, this is one of the most useful ways to ensure that on a daily basis, you're aligning your priorities with your overall goals. Number 5 is time blocking. Time blocking, now this we did an entire episode on, and we just did that episode in episode 11. It was how to get shit done, time blocking strategies that work. And I went into great detail on why time blocking is important to your productivity, how to time block, challenges with time blocking. Now, time blocking in that episode was that you're creating a time blocking schedule at a week. So your weeks are going to look very, very similar in that your items that you are committed to doing, the flow of your day and your routines are very, very similar from day to day and week to week. Planning your day is adding in all of those pebbles into your day of the actual smaller tasks that need to get done. And so I recommend using the same principles taught in the time blocking episode, but utilizing them specifically for the tasks that you want to get done. And so what that looks like on a task basis is that if you have your top 3 to 5 priority items, I want you to evaluate your schedule. And I want you to determine how long you expect to work on each of those tasks. And then I want you to assign those tasks a specific time on your calendar. This is so vitally important to visually see that if you're overambitious with 5 items and each item takes an hour and you already have 4 meetings scheduled for that day, it's not possible.
What this does is give you the immediate feedback to be able to make a decision, because now you can say, is that meeting or event or anything that's on your calendar more important than getting priority item number 3 done or priority item number 4 done? You're able to visually see that it's just not possible to get it all done, so you can make some adjustments. The other thing that this does is that it clearly indicates you do not have time to waste. So if you blow off your priority 1 and 2 and you don't start getting into it till about 11 or noon, you will not have enough time to get them all done. So clearly identifying what your intention is for each task is really important. One of the items that we talked about in the time blocking episode was about the Parkinson's law. And what that means is that the task will expand to the time allowed. So if you have a task that's on your priority list and you give it 1 hour, it almost always takes 1 hour. But could you possibly have gotten that done if you had allocated 30 minutes? Now, that is what happens based on how much time you allocate. But what if you don't allocate an end time at all? Then you could possibly get stuck in only priority task number 1 and 2 and never get to the rest of your list. So time blocking your tasks onto your calendar with specific start and end times are essential to planning your day. The truth is that if you're thinking in your mind that you are going to just have the time to get your priority tasks done, you won't. You don't. It's impossible. You're going to fill your day with checking emails, responding to people that are walking by your office. You'll either get distracted or self-distract yourself. This just reinforces the idea that you need a plan to be able to fall back to, because distractions will happen. Emergencies will come up. All of that is very true, but those should be the exception, not the rule. Your time blocking, your daily plan of what you want to get done needs to be the rule, and then you work around the exceptions. Now, just to remind you, I have created a cheat sheet download that goes through my 5 daily planning pavers. And I also share with you the specific questions that you need to ask yourself as triggers for each of the 5 steps. To help improve your productivity and maximize your profits, you can download this free resource of 5 Daily Planning Pavers cheat sheet by going to theproductivityspecialist.com/013 download. Planning your day does not need to be a huge, fully orchestrated, carefully thought out event. No, you just need to quickly review your current day, preview your following day, do a mind sweep, prioritize, and then time block those priorities on your calendar. Again, this should only take an investment of about 15 minutes to tackle your 5 daily planning pavers at the end of your day, which in turn could save you hours of time, loads of stress, and the feeling of being overwhelmed. Make planning your day a habit so you can always have a plan of attack to conquer your day with ease. It will enable you to take on distractions in a totally different way. Having a systematic approach to your tasks that actually work, and being really, really clear about what you are going to do with your day. The bonus is that when people are begging for just a few minutes of your time, or when you actually get distracted, which you will, you are clear about how much time you can invest in those distractions and or people requesting of your time. Do you have an extra 30 minutes today? Perhaps you do. Or maybe today is the day that you do not have any extra time and that you truly need to get back to your highest priority activities and tasks as quickly as possible. The point to this entire episode is that by implementing the 5 daily planning pavers, you're going to be more in control of your day and what you accomplish during it. And that is good news for you accomplishing your goals. Why I have loved having you listen to Productivity Straight Talk, I need to be straight with you. No change, no change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So based on what you learned today, what will you take action on today? Are you going to go download the cheat sheet and start executing on a daily plan? Are you committed to executing on a daily plan every single day? Are you going to first start out with blocking that time off at the end of your day and then working down the cheat sheet list to conquer the 5 daily planning pavers? What actions are you committed to taking based on this episode? If you want to share your actionables and receive support, guidance, and motivation from entrepreneurs just like you, join us inside the Productivity Straight Talk private community. You can join by going to productivitycommunity.com. Again, you can join this community for free to be with like-minded entrepreneurs just like you by going to productivitycommunity.com. Now, once you sign up, what will happen is I will send you a personal invitation to get into our private Facebook group. And that is where all of the actionables and sharing and support take place. So that's it. That's my straight talk for you today. Until next time, make it a productive week.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so thanks for staying tuned with me today. So that was episode 13, and now I'm on episode 118. And I thought it would be worthwhile just doing an additional little outro. Man, I feel like I sound so different. I'm so much more comfortable behind the mic. I got a better mic, so sorry if it didn't sound like I normally do now. But this is a great lesson in business. You start before you're ready. There is no way that I could have gotten this comfortable or this, I don't know, I don't want to say good, but honestly, while the content was exceptional, I came to podcasting as a trainer, a coach with skill sets, but I didn't have the skill set of laying that over podcasting when I first started out. And so what I want to share with you is just get started. I can't tell you how much my skill sets have improved, even interviewing. Like, I would not even dare to replay my earliest episodes of interviews. In fact, it's a running joke because I thought I needed to be so prepared. And so I would have all my questions laid out. And this was before I realized that interviewing was an art form and a skill set that you can get better at. And I would ask the question, and I didn't do what you normally do in a conversation, which is ask the next logical question. I would just go right down my list. And I got to tell you, I am so thankful that with practice and insight and continually showing up that I have gotten better even at interviewing. So, in addition to your 5 daily planning pavers this week, my challenge to you is, what is something that you have not started, that you have told yourself you're not ready for, or you don't have the skill set for? And will you go take action? Because through action, you will get so much better. You will get the experience. You will get the feedback. And maybe by surprise, you will find out that you're actually really good at the thing. So I want to encourage you to go try something new that you may have been telling yourself you're not ready for. For you, maybe it's doing Facebook Lives or video or going to the next network event. Get out there, do something new, get better at it, and enjoy it. And until next time, have a productive week.